We're live on TikTok. Do not swear. Okay. Okay. Right, we're trying it again. Again, new platform. Trying to stream both live on YouTube and TikTok. And I guess TikTok doesn't like us using a third party app, but we're doing a live broadcast of the podcast tonight. And that's going to be live on TikTok and YouTube, hopefully. But now I'm a bit skeptical at doing it because I'm not sure many people are gonna watch. But I'm back on live. Let's see what happens. So, can someone please, for the love of Lord, type a message and see so I can see if it comes up, so I can see that you're here and want it. Oh, Callum's here. Yes, Callum. So Callum joined. That's report. How you doing, mate? Big day today. We've got podcast live at 9 p.m. tonight. We're trying to do it on a new platform that allows us to stream both on YouTube and TikTok. If we can pull it off, then hopefully everyone gets to see it, and full of guests. We've got Sam. Hang on a minute. What's going on? Hang on a minute. How have you done that?
I'm in.
James is
in.
What's going on? Oh no, I'm so confused.
I can get rid of you and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is working.
Right. Okay. But we've only got. It's not working because TikTok are not pushing it, mate. I'm telling you now. I've got 4 people watching it on TikTok, and usually it's always more. Always more. I'm not saying I'm super popular, but
why aren't they pushing it? They're such absolute scandalous. You're scandalous, TikTok. You're scandalous.
And I'm getting no comments coming through either.
If someone's watching, can you please comment, and then we can see if it's coming through.
Well, this is how it is. I'm watching on my iPad through my other account, right? And I've just commented on that, and it hasn't come up in the chat. So if we show on stream, and I've started a new thing. No, like it just. What is going on?
Oh, it's TikTok, man. It's TikTok. That's what it is. It's TikTok.
Marcus, hello. Are you streaming on YouTube? Yeah.
Yeah, it's streaming. It should be streaming on both.
So, Callum, it should be on YouTube. So, comment on YouTube. And if it comes up, it means that we can't get TikTok comments coming through,
which is annoying. But we did it before, and Sarah commented, right? And it came up.
Yeah. So, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I don't know, mate. Anyway, what did you want to talk about?
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, the whole point of the live, this is the shittest live ever, by the way. Because I'm just sat here going, no one's following me.
This is my first TikTok live.
James,
first one.
It's only taken us 9 months to get into.
Apparently, I'm called Gary Bennett as well, by the way. So.
Mike, I'm like a little gremlin. I'm just kind of, yeah. So, the point.
There we go. There we go. So it comes through from YouTube. So, Callum, did you try commenting on TikTok and it didn't work?
Yeah, he's commented on TikTok, mate. I can see his things in there, and there's loads of comments. The thing is, more comments come via TikTok.
Okay, but you can see them because you're on your iPad. So does it matter?
Well, there's a slight delay. That's the problem.
How big we talking? Like, as in, are people going to be like moaning that you're like sitting there and then for 10 seconds didn't reply?
I don't know. Maybe. Listen, let's be real. Villa fan here. Mood at the club has changed massively. I feel we're genuinely in a relegation battle, says Jason Heath. So it's obviously the thing is, again, I'm just a bit nervous doing this because there's only 5 people watching, mate, and that I've had 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 people in the last 3 days. So unless I've just fallen off the map and someone's kind of saying that TikTok's not pushing this live.
I posted it as well.
And Sarah's just reposted it.
No,
what's that about? That doesn't make sense, does it? Because it's like, why won't it push it? What's the difference?
I don't know. Anyway, right. For the 3 people that are watching on YouTube and it won't let Sarah on.
Live has ended.
Live has ended?
No, it's definitely still here.
We're on it.
It's definitely still going.
Right, we've got 7. We're on now. So Sarah's on, right? This is what happens when you try and break the mold, James. You see what happens? They just
look. I'm determined to beat TikTok. I'm determined to beat them.
Who's
driving
Lou?
me
And what's he saying?
Mad. He said you need Caster Labs.
Lou says Caster Labs. What's Caster Labs?
What the hell's Caster Lab? Right. Look. Oh god, there's too many platforms. So right. Just
so Callum tried both. Only YouTube works. Callum, you're an absolute legend, mate.
Yeah, so
number one. He's slowly becoming our number 1 fan, mate. He always comes onto TikTok live.
Good lad.
He's donated to the page. Fucking absolute fan. This guy is. Love him.
YouTube would be nice. The YouTube would be good. But no, I was going to say. So we're using StreamYard. That's the platform that we use. So we've set all that up. Now we could switch platform if it's going to be easy on something else, but we use StreamYard and then we're using Restream because that's the only way I seem to be able to get TikTok to work without a stream key.
Yeah.
This stream key, whatever the freaking hell stream key is, because we just can't seem to get a stream key. So yeah, that's the only reason that we're doing it.
It's a fucking pain in the arse, mate. Honestly, just it should be easier to stream on both platforms. You know, so Lou will look into it.
You know what you need? You need to use a laptop, mate. It's so much easier than just using your phone. Like I can do all this, I can interact with all this stuff, I can see it all really easily. Yeah, laptop.
Okay. Now you need virtual camera for OBS, honestly.
So OBS. So I was using OBS.
About this, didn't we?
I was trying to do OBS before, but it's so manual. Now maybe I need to go back into it and try it again, but there's a lot more manual elements to it, and also, yes, like setting up all your scenes and stuff. Where StreamYard has dynamic cameras that work really well. Now, Lou, I don't know whether OBS has a plugin and stuff that allows you to do dynamic cameras, because that would be quite helpful. Okay, nice one, Lou. Thanks for that.
Lou, legend. Lou. But while you're here, mate, don't be afraid to like and subscribe. That would be amazing.
Do you like? Yeah. Anyway, guys, let's chat. Since I'm on here, let's chat football.
Yes, okay. So the big one is, though, mate, today's announcement for the 4 people that are watching is that at 9 o'clock tonight, we will be live, hopefully on both platforms, with loads of people watching for our podcast. And we've got 2 guests. We've got Sam from the Villa Park podcast and Ben from BM Talks Ball.
Yeah, apparently BM Talks is a bit of a controversial figure, I think, amongst Villa fans.
Well, mate, it's we'll just have to all views are our own, right? We're just having him on, and let's see what happens. I'm sure he'll be great. He seems all right. I've been chatting to him offline. We'll just he's bound to have an opinion. That's what football's all about, right? They're like arseholes. We've all got one, whether we agree or not. Let's see what happens. So I'm looking forward to it, mate. Lives are genuinely pretty good for interaction as well, aren't they? So if we can get the comments going and people on board, then TikTok don't push it unless you use the studio. It's a joke. There you go.
So you have to use studio. And the problem with studio? You need a Windows computer. Just like, for God's sake. I'm tempted to go on, I'm tempted to go on and just find like a 50 quid crappy Windows laptop and just use that.
I've got my Chromebook, mate, but I very rarely use.
But it has to be on Windows.
Oh, it has to be.
Chromebook.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah, you need a laptop. You need Windows. It's the only way you can run studios.
Does anyone even use Windows anymore?
I've even tried a thing called Wine on Mac, which basically
James, this isn't the time to start talking about your alcohol problem, mate. Let's just kind of fucking...
What's funny is there's wine and there's another one called whiskey.
And that's how these things are starting, mate. Drinking yourself into oblivion.
Right. So hang on. So just to be sure. So just to say, you're saying that right now on TikTok there's about 2 people watching.
6 people, mate, and I've had over 70 in the last 3 days.
Yeah,
and so
push it with that. So is that going to be the same, by the way, tonight when we push it from YouTube and it goes into TikTok? It's going to do the same thing.
I guess so. The only thing I can do, right, while we sort this out properly, right, is just go live on TikTok on my iPad and keep an eye on it because there'll be 4 of us chatting, so I can look at the comments while it's happening. I know it's shit, but it'll just mean we have.
It'll come through. Yeah.
But it just means we'll have the. Hopefully, I'll have an audience on there, and I can encourage them to go over to YouTube to kind of, you know, log on. Do you know what I mean? That's what we'll do, because otherwise we're going to be broadcasting to 3 people, and that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, so sucks, man.
So let for today, while we just sort it out, like, we obviously there's a way of doing it, and we've kind of a little bit closer than we were 2 hours ago.
We're getting there. Honestly, right? I feel like we're so close. It's so frustrating. Like, it's killing me. It's proper killing. So this is why. So what we need. So TikTok only pushes you if you go live from TikTok natively.
Yeah.
Now, what we the thing that will work then is if I can get the stream key, so you can stream.
This sounds TikTok. Like Master of the Universe. You know
Honestly,
what I mean? We're looking for the stream key. Are you the gatekeeper? Fucking Ghostbusters is coming out. What the fuck is going on?
If I can get the stream key, then I can get that to push through into other platforms. But I need the stream key. I can't get the stream key. Even we even got one of our friends to go on his laptop, download YouTube Studio and everything, and look for a stream key, and he couldn't find it.
Yeah, mate. I feel like
Melty shirt. Watching you lads try to sort this is like watching Villa trying to get past the low block.
Yes, Melty shirt.
We need the key.
Where's the key?
Where's Harvey Elliott? That's what we need.
Mate, we've got some great fans. Honestly, they're fucking brilliant. I love you all. We'll work it out. Like, bear with us, because as we always don't cross the streams. Halloween's coming, mate. Like, don't cross the streams.
You say it needs to be an agency. Are you in an agency? Do you know about getting into an agency? Is it free? Can I just email one? Like, I don't care what we have to do. If we have to sign some kind of contract to sell our souls, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to somehow get in. Like, it's driving me nuts.
Yeah.
Let's chat football then.
Yeah. So for tonight then. So if we do that way, then we can just and then work this out. That's fine. Football wise, oh god, man, it's been an emotional 48 hours. It's the day after the day after the day after the deadline day, right? And I don't know. I'm still calmed down a bit yesterday, right? Because I've gone through this like kind of, I don't know, whirlwind of emotion of like 2 hours before kickoff on Sunday, wanting to hunt Martinez down and chop his head off and put it on a stick over Villa Park, right? To probably thinking, it's football and this shit happens and we've just got to move on. And actually, if he's here, we need him and he needs to help us out. My worries now, already online, mate, Twitter and people gunning for him, and kind of, he could have tried to orchestrate a move. The truth is, right, even with all the best win in the world, and you sent me a brilliant article from Jacob Tanswell from the Athletic.
If anyone hasn't read that, if you've got the Athletic, brilliant article. I've never seen an insight into a transfer window like it.
But my point is, mate, and it is a great article. I enjoyed the read, but really, none of us really know. That's a journalist, right? He's not. As much as he's got connections, there's no people leak little bits from clubs because they want the media out coverage. Yes, right, but they're never going to give you the true full.
To be fair to him,
you're never going to know 100%.
To be fair to him and David Ornstein are the only ones that have got it right. Like, in this transfer window. So I think, and they're also, and he also said that it's old school. They triple source, so they have to have like at least 3 sources all saying the same thing before they actually talk about it.
Yeah.
So I think what he said is probably true. Like, I think some people will come out saying that the whole Martinez sitting at Bodymore Heath is a load of rubbish. We don't actually know and stuff. I'm like, if he's triple sourced it, I'm gonna say probably Martinez was sat at Bodymore Heath waiting for the call from Amarim. That never came.
Never came.
Now, somewhat like Megan's just put here, what's your thoughts on Martinez being put in the Champions League squad? Now, personally, I'm kind of like, look, it's a ticking time bomb now with him. So, like, is it any player that kind of does this, especially to level that he did, they're going to go at some point. So I'm kind of like, I'd like to start preparing for it, for Life Without Emmy. I'm kind of like, I understand he's a fantastic goalkeeper and stuff, but the amount of unrest it can cause in the squad of someone who wants out, who's playing, and I'm kind of like sitting there going, play Bizot. Let him. He's been
Hey,
nothing more than
pronounce his name right. And we've said it for you 3 times before the game.
Is it Bizot?
Marco Bizot.
That's what I just said. Oh, it's Bizot.
Bizot, mate. Listen to that interview before Sky Sports. He said it 3 times. That's that.
Not sure. I'm not. I'm not sure if I trust Emery's pronunciation.
Yeah.
With most
Mate,
words.
I'm going with it. That's what it is forever now, because that's the team talk before Everton game, right? He just gets the players down, sits them all down, right, international break. How's it all been? None of that. It's just Marco Bizot.
Bizot.
When we're playing today, Chief, Marco Bizot. That's it. That's our key. That's the stream key, mate. Just fucking put that into TikTok and see let us link up. I think the whole thing about this, mate, for me, is the disruption it's clearly caused in the dressing room. Right, from the JJ sale, which is massive because clearly he didn't want to go. Players didn't want him to go. Emery didn't want him to go. Right, it's pure profit. Then you've got what in that the rumour mill is that the senior players like Tyrone, Luca Dean, Watkins, Martinez were all sat down at the end of the season and said, look, one of you, we're going to have to sell one of you because of the SCR problem, right? Because you're the big earners, or else you're willing to take a pay cut. Then Mings and Dean, you both took pay cuts, right? Then 2 or 3 days after that, Ramsey went, right? And it's caused fucking outrage because Martinez is, if I don't know if he sat there and gone, well, I want to force the move, I'll go, but I want to, and the club have said, well, you can go, but we're only going to sell you if the offer's right, which is fair enough. And then no offers have been made. But what's happened is it's caused unrest in the dressing room because those first 3 games, mate, isn't the team that finished the season last season. Like, bar Man United game and the Crystal Palace game, we won 8 out of 9 games. We were fucking firing. And it's kind of, although we've lost certain players, we haven't lost, for me, the key players. These are players that weren't part of the squad really last year. JJ was in and out because of injury. Leon Bailey was the shittest he's ever been on a football field. Dead Donkey, all these players that have gone weren't really pivotal in how we played. We've got the same squad, but, and I've said this throughout, these are human people you're dealing with emotions and feelings, and you can disrupt stuff pretty easily, and they can easily down tools. And for those first 3 games, it looks like, if that Martinez side's been overhanging, the fact that JJ's had to go and we could have kept him and got rid of Martinez early, that could have happened early in the program, but it hasn't. And they've gone, well, fuck it, until this is sorted, we ain't on board, right? Because you're disrupting what we want. We want players that want to be here. And even before that announcement of on Sunday, in the program notes, which was weird because I don't know about you, they released. You can get the programs digitally now, right, for free.
Yeah. I remember seeing that before the game. I was like, "What's going on here?"
So that was weird. And so I looked at it on Sunday morning, and in that, it says there's a paragraph which I highlighted and put on TikTok, right, and which basically says we want players that want to be 100%, and we need you to get behind the players that are here 100%. And you go, and then 2 hours later, fucking Martinez is going to Man United again.
And
you go,
Mings said it after the game as well in the post-match interview.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? So something, mate, he's not right in the dressing room, and I don't think it's a discord between Emery and the players. I think Emery's with the players and going, look, my fucking hands are tied here. Can't do anything.
Well, apparently, part of it, apparently Martinez has been saying this since July, June. He's like,
if rumours to be believed, right? And then, which would explain why he was so upset.
According to Jacob Tanswell, and according to Jonathan Townley, who are both Jacob Tanswell obviously with The Athletic, John Townley with Claret and Blue.
Yeah,
they both said that it was kind of an open secret amongst the squad. Like, he'd been saying to everyone, "I'm off. I'm seeing you. I'll see you later." He's probably there going like, "Oh, I'll see you when you won't score past me when I'm at Man U." You know what Emmy's like. I can imagine he's just a joker. Yeah, exactly. So I can imagine that he's probably riling people up a bit, and I can imagine it, create some rest in the dressing room. I can totally imagine that. And also, it was interesting because Jacob Tanswell was actually talking about it on the 1874 with Dan Bardell, and he was basically like, he thinks that like some of the players and maybe Emery, that he's a difficult character. He's a difficult person to deal with, and actually they think they might be at the point where he's like, I'm done with this. Like, just go. Like you kind of do my head in now. It's kind of getting to the point where it's actually, because it's okay when he's doing, like he said, it's okay when he's doing really well and he's ripping up trees. But last season he wasn't.
No.
Last season was very suspect. I remember watching highlight reels and stuff of last season, and I was like, and there was some of like all Emmy's kind of like slightly dodgy. I was like, shit, there's so many at the near post. How many times were we talking about games at the start of the season where we conceded our first shot?
Yeah. No, 100%, mate. But then he pulls off a save like he did against Nottingham Forest. Okay, we still lost the game, but like, you know, that's what he's remembered for.
And obviously it was a wonderful save, but like a lot of keepers can do that one, you know, kind of random instances throughout a season.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Mate, let's face it, it's fucking pure luck that was. There's no way he could do that a million times. There's no way.
Over.
Like you'll never see a save like that ever again. Like it was a 1 in a billion chance. Yeah, but and that's my beef, mate, is that ultimately he's here. Whether he stays until January or whether he stays till the end of the season, I was fuming the day after because of all the reports read, and I thought, you know what, because I don't know about you, mate, but I have like a head and heart response to stuff with the Villa, right? So as a fan, I get like emotional and fucking drawn in and angry at stuff, and then my head goes, stop being a twat. Like it's fucking, you know, it's entertainment at the end of the day. These guys are basically in short careers trying to earn as much money as possible, and they're going to go wherever that is going to be. That's just the nature of the beast. There is no loyalty in football. Even that's been proven with Grealish. You know, this guy came through. They'll just follow the money. You know, that's kind of what happens. And Emery's going to be no different. The problem is you become emotionally attached to these guys because you watch them week in, week out, and that's where you get that disparity. But I'm fully in the camp now of like, we've just got to get behind it, and because whatever we think of him, he's a great goalkeeper, and if he performs on the pitch, that's how he earns the respect back, just like Duran did when he did the Hammer sign last season. We all hated him. Then by the time he scored that goal against Bayern Munich, everyone wanted to fucking suck his willy. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, and we know he was mentally unhinged. Emmy seems like a bit of a better character. We know he's a family man. We know how much Argentina kind of means to him. And I fully went through like going, make this guy right in the reserves. Right, it's a World Cup year. Don't play him at all. Make sure he doesn't get into that Argentina squad.
Or at least the thing for like 4 or 5 games. Same, like, yeah, totally. I'm kind of sitting there going, don't play him.
Yeah,
don't play him in the first European game. Don't play. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, Marco Bizot has, you know, he's played well. Like I think the game against Palace, I don't think there's anything he could really do. About that. They only had 4 shots. They just scored 3 of them, and I don't think there was a lot you could do about it. So I'm watching this on TikTok at the same time, mate. So I can see all the conversation. So I can see what's going on.
Mate, well, mine's down here, so I'm busy. I forgot about we're on TikTok. I've been talking to you, rabbiting on and going, I've missed about 5 million comments. And usually I'm pretty good at. Obviously, I do this solo, and I'm following the conversation.
So I think what we have to do is we chat for a bit, and then you go, right, okay, let's have a quick look at the comments. So look at the comments here. Great accent. What did we say? Barry, what did we say? What did we do?
It's got to be the Brummy one, right?
I don't know. I don't know if he was to like, did we imitate someone?
I've missed Meg. So Meg is someone that that's played football with Ava and has done a little bit of coaching with Ava and stuff. And so
nice.
She's been giving us the bigger mate. She's been sharing us and kind of telling everyone to follow us and stuff. There was another one from. I don't know if that's the same person. I don't know if that's her surname, but Big Gaza, get back on the news. I'm trying.
News, lad. Players brought in. The players brought in on deadline day, paper over huge cracks. Jason Sancho and another reject on wages. I think the thing is, right now we're in with the windows. It's a terrible time for the window to end, isn't it? Window ends, then it's international break. It's like, what's going on?
Mate, they should shut it before the season starts.
Like, it's just awful, isn't it? But it's a case of we're in this limbo phase now, where it's like, well, how are these players going to do? We don't know how they're going to perform. We don't know what's going to yeah, it's just like in this difficult position now where we just don't know what's going to happen. I personally think Sancho will do something. I personally think he will be useful. I think if we can play him off the left, that kind of left 10, or maybe as a left winger, he gives us both options there with that because it's kind of a replacement for Ramsey in doing that. If we play him as a left 10, then that means we can use Harvey Elliott on the right wing and use the right wing to attack. Whereas at the moment, we tend to use the left wing to attack with like Gasson and Maatsen. So it gives us those options to potentially be a bit more flexible about it. And also, I think that I just think he's going to give us a little bit of something in those kind of like tight little areas where you can try and beat a man or two rather than always looking for the pass or looking for how we can break that low block. So I think that little bit...
your sign language said for that comment.
What did I do? Oh, this one.
In tight little areas. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. It just...
Oh, God. Oh, Gary's gone. Gary's gone. I'm live on TikTok on my own. Oh, you back?
Am I back? Ah, mate. That's annoying.
What was that? What is it? Oh, he's gone. Right. I'm live on TikTok on my own for the first ever time. Never had this before. Where's he? Right, he has. Yeah. Anyway, Aston Villa window 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'd say 7 out of 10. I think also. Oh, hang on. Add to the stream. Hello, mate.
All right, mate. Sorry, phone call.
Oh, we're flipped. We're flipped. Hang on.
With the mother flipping. I was too busy laughing and like. Oh.
There we go.
There we go.
You're the big one on here. I'm the little man on TikTok. Someone said Mind Your Own said 7 out of 10 this window. I think the difficulty is is that we were so restricted. It was always going to be really difficult to like actually pull up any trees. So actually, the Harvey Elliott thing completely salvaged it for me. Yeah, I think if we hadn't had that, I would have been like, nah.
Yeah, I think it's a really good signing. Like, because Harvey Elliott has been in the background at Liverpool, right? I think I watched his highlight reel yesterday, and actually, he when he's played, he's had significant impact. Though he's had a couple of injuries. Obviously, he had a massive injury against Leeds a couple of seasons ago. He broke his ankle, which was fucking horrendous, right? And then he's had a couple of other little injuries, but he's been really effective for Liverpool, and I think under Klopp, he was getting more minutes. Then Klopp leaves, and then obviously Slot comes in and has got his own ideas, and then they've just bought everybody, and so you can't, he's going to struggle to get minutes, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But he's definitely a player that can thrive. I think we play him regularly. He's proven that at the under-21s.
I think I genuinely think he'll be. I think he'll give us that. Also, the thing that I like about him is that it's finally another player other than John McGinn that's going to run his ass off.
Yes.
Like he literally runs up and he does not stop running.
Well, mate, look at the response of Liverpool fans on my live yesterday. Right, I had loads of Liverpool fans come on, and just all of them were saying, "Take care of our boy Harvey. It's a great signing for you guys." I guess he was similar to our JJ. Nobody really wanted him to leave. I think Liverpool fans would have preferred him to stay and have him as a player that can come on. But for his own development at the age he's at, he needs to be playing regular first team football, doesn't he? And hopefully we can give him that, and he can thrive. Like time will tell, of course. He could be a complete flop, but hopefully he'll do the business.
Yeah. Just a couple of things on the the comments. Sean Coda, he said, "So you got the stream sorted then?" So sort of, mate. We're still going to be working on it, but we are tonight going live at 9 p.m. with Sam Wise from Villa Park podcast and also BN Talks. So we're going live at 9 o'clock, and we'll be restreaming it from YouTube and on TikTok as well. So we'll be on both. It's just we have to try and work out a way that TikTok's actually going to push this, because the way we're doing it at the moment, it's not.
Yeah.
But he also said, Gaz, Merry Christmas.
Yes, he noticed. It's September, baby.
One last thing, I just want to speak to Mark Ashby. So Mark Ashby said, "Do you think Villa was an option for Grealish to come back?" And then Mind Your Own's replied saying, "No, he's never coming back with the booze at Villa Park." I
Yeah.
actually think he would have been an option, but we basically had to wait till later in the window to know what kind of headroom and what finance we had. That's why we had to do it all deadline day, because we needed to get rid of Bailey, we needed to get rid of Dendoncker, we needed to get rid of Ealing Jr., we need to get rid of all those players, and then there was this whole thing around Emi Martinez. So I think at the time we just didn't know. And the problem is that I don't think City were probably willing to wait. And there was an offer on the table from Everton, so he went there. So I actually think we would have potentially had Grealish instead of Sancho if it was something that was willing to be done later in the window.
Yeah.
Because wages wise, it would have been similar.
Well, yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because Sancho is a big risk. I mean, where Grealish, you would have felt like, obviously, as much as some of the fan base wouldn't have wanted him back, most of us did. He knows the club inside out. He would have. I think it would have been a great sign. You see how the form he's been in at Everton. Moyes playing him, just giving him that free role, 4 assists in 2 games. Like, Grealish is a quality player, quality player. And I would have liked to have seen him back. Sancho is a big risk because we all know he's a fucking muppet. He just wants money. That's all he. And so it's about putting your arm around him, sucking his cock, and making him feel like the best thing in the world. Right?
I mean, look, the thing that gives me a bit of hope is the system we play. It's different to Man U and Chelsea, and it's also more. It's more kind of like bedded in. Whereas Chelsea are in flux, Man U are in flux. The other thing is Maatsen. You forget that them two played together at Dortmund and they've ripped it.
Well, yeah, no, 100%, mate. Like that, I think that's part of the reason why Emery's probably interested in that Dortmund.
And Marlon, all 3 of them played together.
And then you've got Harvey Elliott, who's played with Morgan Rogers at under 21 level for England. You know, they're in the same team.
You know, in FIFA where you get that like kind of chemistry thing.
Yeah.
It's like we were like basically like bugger all, and now we're like, oh, we're getting these kind of links. You know, the nationality links and all that kind of stuff's happening. I'm doing this again
in the tight spaces. James is in the tight spaces again. And God, I'm broken. And that's what we've been missing, right, in the first 3 games. But I think that's because of the transfer shit. Now, hopefully, we can just draw a line in the sand. And our season starts on the 13th of September, mate. The first 3 games have been ones to forget, clearly. But I'm not saying we need to go away to Everton and win. But what I am saying is I need to see some sort of injection of energy into that team, that we go out there and give it all. If we don't get a result, then fair enough. But if the performance is decent enough and you can see that they're trying to build something and there's clear chemistry in that team, like you just mentioned, then I'll be happy, mate. And because you grow. I'm not going to make a full assessment until 10 games in. Let's give these guys 7 games to bed into the team and kind of work out what's going to happen, and then we can kind of have are we in trouble? You know, because
exactly. I think you've got to give him time. You've got to give him a chance. I think there's so many comments about Sancho on TikTok that are coming through. Like, he could prove me wrong. Hope he does. We have links across the pitch, but they're not going to link when they're playing like a bunch of headless chickens. Very good.
That is the problem, mate. It's whether they can do it together rather than
it's whether they can do it together. It is just the wages thing. Okay, the big wage, like it was, what is it, 200k, but we're paying 80%, which is 160k a week. So you look at that and you go, okay, well, it's basically around 7.5 million a year for the year, something like that, which is nothing when there's no fee involved as well and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the way I would put it is, if we hadn't have brought him in, would you have been happy with the window?
Well, I don't think anyone would have been, would they? You know.
So
it almost felt like a bit of a panic buy, didn't it? Do you know what I mean? It felt like, for me, it felt like
to be though, right? Who else
exactly.
We're going to get? Who else we're going to? We got Gasson on the left, who literally looked like he did not have a Scooby how to play football. Now, honestly, he was still the ball has been pinged around him. It's just like
no man's land, mate. Cannon fodder.
Because I think for him, I don't think he's going to be our starting player. He's young. He's still raw. He also can play. I don't think we or he have worked out where he plays yet, his position. He can play at the moment. He can kind of play anywhere across the front four, and he might be best as a striker. He might be best as a a right winger rather than
Well,
left. We just
you
don't
know,
know.
We've said this, like, and when someone says they can play across the front three, you go, okay, that's exciting. But
Jack of all trades, mate.
but what is the best position that he likes to play in? You know, because he'll have a favoured position.
Yeah.
You know, out of those three, and it's interesting. Someone's just put Mark Ashby's just put. We've stopped moving the ball quickly, very predictable, no plan to break teams down, and I think that's been our problem in the games where we've really struggled when teams.
It's been our problem for the last 9 months.
Yeah, and it was. They give me a little bit of hope against Roma in pre-season, mate, because I promise you, obviously you didn't go to the game, but I took Ava and I said to Ava, wow, like first 45 minutes, mate, we moved the ball beautifully, really quick interchanges, 1-2s through the midfield. Like Roma just didn't know what the fuck had hit them. Like they couldn't get anywhere near us. And I have to say that Jacob Ramsey was the one that was instigating that. He was and then Emi Buendia played really well in that game, and it was. Yeah, and Watkins looked on fire, mate. He was running at people. His movement off the ball was great, And
but we had the space, right? They weren't playing a low block.
Well, no, but I would say against Roma, actually, we created the space because of how well we moved the ball. We moved them open. It created, And I know it's more difficult against. What's going on? What are you laughing at?
Sorry, Callum put last game. Gasson was pointing like a lost tourist.
Well, mate, me and you said that the night we watched Matson follow Sarr, and Gasson pointed at
Gasson was walking off, just pointing at the other player, and he was pointing at Munoz, and I was literally like, "Well, Matson's marking Sarr, mate, so he's not going to be marking." Yeah, it's you're right. The movement thing. You said it looked good against Roma. It wasn't great though against Marseille, and it wasn't great against Villarreal either, right?
No.
So it's kind of an anomaly potentially in there, but
no, it was. But what I'm saying is that they can do it, and they have done it.
Yeah.
If you look over the last 3 seasons, my point I was going to make was Man City at home a couple of seasons ago absolutely fucking played them off the park, mate. Just the football. That's what you're aiming for consistently. We did it. We lost against Arsenal last season, but again, played some wonderful stuff. Absolutely, they couldn't handle us. And if Watkins could finish his dinner, we'd have won the game, right? And so there's the snippets of it creeping in, but then we don't do it when it matters. And so when teams, for me, teams have worked out how to play against us because we don't move the ball quick enough. So it's either box us in and we'll make a mistake, or sit back and like Palace did against us and beat us get us on the counter attack.
I don't think it's just us. I think teams have worked out how to play against this kind of system.
Yeah.
Because teams have been playing this now in the Premier League for the last 3-4 years, or even longer. The kind of pep ball playing out from the back, etc. And now those teams are having to go direct again. So you're having to go a little bit more direct. And actually against Palace, we probably had our most success when we went a bit more direct.
Yeah.
Started pinging
Here comes the 4-4-2, mate. I tell you, let's get Mateta, big man, flicking it on. Watkins running on.
Oh, mate.
We're going full circle.
Well, I still think there's a place for Watkins and Marlon up front as that too. I still think Watkins coming deep, picking it up, the flick up, winning it in the air, bringing it down, Marlon running off the shoulder and then flicking around the corner. I can see that working. Yeah. So it possibly is something that he's going to look at. And also, I think we also shouldn't be afraid to play Marlon over Watkins, depending on who we're playing, because he's so quick. He is so quick. And I think he's more quick off the mark. It's not like a high top speed. I think it's just the acceleration. And I think we shouldn't be afraid to do that. The problem with Watkins is you've got to basically play him every single minute of every game, because otherwise he's either going to moan or his confidence is going to
drop. And that's the problem. I don't. Emery's got to take this 2 weeks to work out a way. When he gets them back, like a few days before the Everton game, to fucking erase what's gone on in the last 3 or 4 weeks and start afresh and get the chemistry going, mate, with whoever's playing, and come up with a proper idea of who's going to start, and because if he's going to just give Marlon grief and not play him, Marlon's going to be pissed off, mate. Again, it's another one. He looks like a guy that wants to play, can play, and he's being, You know, he starts to make noises, and we don't get the chemistry going. So he's got to spend this 2 weeks really kind of getting the team to gel. Okay, look, we've done what we've done in the transfer window. This is the team we've got. You're all part of it now. The European squad's been announced. We've just got to crack on. We know exactly what we're doing. We know how we want to play. Now we've just got to get the tempo and the creativity going. And if we can do that, brilliant. Like. And because my worry is, as this happens, and Callum's putting again here, look, how quiet were we as a fan base on Sunday again?
Oh, mate, I remember sitting to you. I remember going to you going, how quiet is it? Like, I don't want to talk.
Once the first goal went in, mate, like it was boom, right?
Really flat.
And I just worry that...
That's Villa Park, mate. I wouldn't say that's anything new this season.
No, it's
not. Been the same for years.
It's been my biggest frustration. Like it's only getting worse as the fucking ticket increases have gone up, and you just get tourist fans. Like so if we're shutting up the whole end, the stadium's quiet, and that makes me. But we know that Villa Park can absolutely rock. But if we're not playing well, it doesn't, and that's bad, man. We need to get behind the team regardless. Because whatever we think about it, like all these players will come and go, and we'll still be Villa fans in 10 years' time. We'll still be talking about a whole different group of players. So we should just be like supporting the badge, getting behind, and singing our fucking hearts out. Do you know what I mean? So,
just so again, Mr. Hollywood said Villa won't make it out the group phase. Well, you mean the league phase? It's like a couple of years behind there, but the league phase, nah, come on. Like
with a name like Mr. Hollywood, what do you mean, right? Come on.
That we will. I do think there's a lot of doom and gloom in the minute. I think there's been a lot of stuff, and there was obviously a lot of things going on behind the scenes with transfer window and stuff.
Well, mate, sorry, it's interesting just to go back to it, but we've been on what, about half an hour, maybe a bit longer, 40 minutes, right? And now all of a sudden it just jumped up to 30 odd people.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, it's suddenly now like seems to be pushing us
because we've been on for half an hour. So, but I don't want to be on. And now I've just said that and stopped. It's just fucking
dropped again. Everyone's gone. What's this guy just chatting about numbers? Get him on.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Sorry to interrupt. I thought that was interesting.
No, I agree.
Clearly wasn't.
No. And what's sad is actually we've kind of just with a damp squib just lost our home record as well, which was kind of a thing that we were motivated to keep going. Yeah. So we just lost that undefeated home record. Otherwise, it's 22 games.
22 games, mate.
It's
clear to me when things go down, like players hold all the power, right? Yeah. Because they are the ones that with the talent and the expertise to do it. And
because Mr. Hollywood's not a Villa fan, because he said you haven't scored a goal all season. It's very possible. All season, three games. I mean, I will say we've only had like a couple of shots of note, but I just think that everything that was going on was obviously affecting the players. I expect there to be some kind of response against Everton. It's going to be a really tough game away from home. Everton are at their new ground. Jack Grealish return.
Jack Grealish fucking
I can see Grealish getting a hat trick, something like that. I can see it happening. But I'd love to just go positive, mate. Start Elliot. Start Sancho.
Yeah.
Do it. Go for it.
Mate,
just because it didn't work against Palace, don't suddenly just go,
no.
We'll put McGinn on the right, and we'll put Rodgers on the left, and the usual.
Mate, as we said on the Palace Review podcast, like it didn't work because of the lack of energy and desire, and it will work if you've got players that are going to work the system. And that attacking threat, like on the front foot with those players, Sancho, Elliott, Rodgers, Watkins up front, mate.
Oh, Gary. I think what happens is Gary usually gets a phone call or something like that. That happens here. And that's why he cuts off. So that's quite funny. Just look at some of the comments. Yeah, Hollywood, Mr. Hollywood, jog on, mate. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Definitely a blue nose or something. Elliot hates Everton. Oh, yeah, that's a good point, actually, with the whole Liverpool link. So he'd be massively motivated. I just think having him on the pitch compared to, I'm just going to try and maximize myself actually. Just having him on the pitch compared with his engine and his work rate, and much like John McGinn, it would be nice because it now means that if McGinn's out, we don't lose that engine. It looks like Gary's back. Here he is. Here he is. Right, hang on. Let's get him back in. Let's unmaximize myself. Let's switch this around. Well, was that a phone call again, mate?
Yeah, mate. It was Abby's physio. I'm like, can I call you back in half an hour?
Ignore the call. No, they were just saying, is it PH Steven? Steven? Steven. Frefton. Saying Elliot hates Everton. Not having him start when we need passion would be a huge failing.
Well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely.
I was also saying that
Elliot or Rodgers.
I'm just quite excited about the fact that because at the moment, if we don't play McGinn, we just lose that engine.
Yes,
we lose that heart, we lose that passion, we lose that like kind of energy on the pitch.
Yeah.
And Elliot will give us that regardless. So I'm kind of like, if McGinn isn't playing or he has to come off at 60 or if he's injured or whatever we need to do, I'm just happy we've got someone else that could potentially bring that to the team.
Well, the thing that worries me, mate, and we've talked about this loads, haven't we, is that Emery doesn't exactly embed players straight away, and that's my worry, that he's not going to start them straight away. He'll keep with what he knows.
When he's permanent, right?
Yeah, and so we'll probably set up. I think we'll go back to that Brentford lineup, and I'm scared, mate. Don't play Pau Torres, please don't.
Oh God, yeah, don't play Torres. An interesting question here from Dan Hill.
Go on, Dan. What's he saying?
Elliot or Rodgers? Now, my thing here is actually based on the first 3 games, Buendia over Rodgers. Like I literally at the moment,
Rodgers has been terrible. Yeah.
Rodgers is frustrating me.
Yeah.
Let's talk a bit about Rodgers. PFA Young Player of the Year. I think it's gone to his head.
Could do. And the England thing, mate, happened to Tyrone Mings, didn't it? If you remember, and he come back down to earth a little bit, and he's back to normal now. But when he first got into the England squad, he thought he was Billy Big Bollocks, and his performances for the Villa really started to dip. And then Emery came in and he changed it, and that was thankful. But yeah, I agree with that. Like Rodgers, first 3 games, mate, he's been shit. There's no other word for it.
I think he needs to be dropped.
Yeah.
I think I'm fed up of it. I thought Emery. I remember when he came in, and we were like moving little tweaks, moving players in and out, and it was a case of if you didn't play well, you'd lose your spot.
Yeah.
But Rodgers,
untouchable,
he hasn't played well for like last 10 games.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, why does he keep playing him? And I understand because it's like, I understand in a way because it's like, well, he can produce something from anywhere and he is that player for us that can do that and he can have a good game. But you can tell within half an hour if he's having a good game.
Well, yeah, and mate, I'm all for that. But in the first 3 games, he's done fuck all.
Nothing.
So I'll take him walking around doing fuck all for 70 minutes if he pops up with a screamer and scores a goal or an assist.
How Buendia played when he came on against Palace, I'm like, if we don't start Buendia or don't give him good minutes, I'm kind of like, that's really unfair.
Yeah.
M339 just saying it's almost 4 a.m. here in Canada, so I may have to go to bed soon. Thanks for that.
Well, mate, if you should have been in bed about 4 hours ago. Midnight's the cut-off,
unless you work weird shifts.
Yeah, unless you're on a night shift, maybe. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to be very tired if you got to get up for work for 9 a.m.
But I'm kind of like sitting there going, well, and again, to be fair, there is now options, right? You could play Elliot in that kind of right 10. You could play Buendia. And honestly, I've always thought Buendia's all right, just never got the chance. And then his biggest problem is he's just not physical enough. So he gets knocked off the ball too easily. That's his biggest problem. But he always looks lively. He always looks like he's going to create something.
Well, I think that is the problem with Buendia. Like, when he comes on in a game like that, it's easy to have an impact in 20 minutes or so than it is to be a starter against top sides in the Premier League, because ultimately you get found out, mate. And
Grimsby would get top 24. I mean, based on the League Cup, mate, Grimsby would win the thing. Because, Man U got all the way to the final. So who knows? Hang on. Here's a question from Sean. If you assume Tielemans and McGinn in midfield, who is our front 4 versus Everton, and then more long term?
So I would like to see, as you said, Sancho and Elliot and Rodgers and Watkins against Everton, right? Even if it was for 60 minutes, right?
Yeah. Or even Gesson on the left or something.
Yeah, or Gesson.
Not Rodgers out wide or whatever.
No, Rodgers in the middle. That's his best position, mate. Like I know Elliot can play there too, but Rodgers is more effective. He's big, he's powerful, he's twice the size of Elliot. You want him getting the ball, feeding him the ball, and turning and running the players and bringing people into play, like Sancho and Elliot. you know, and Watkins or Marlon up top. I'd love to see Marlon get a start up top, mate. Just you know that you know, but we know that Watkins will be the main man. But if that's the case, then Watkins for 60 minutes and then bring Marlon on, because then you've got something for teams to worry about, you know, and Marlon can then try and prove himself. And like, I guess we have the same scenario again. Watkins is going to have to eat his dinner, or if he doesn't, then you have someone knocking at the door. And if Marlon gets the minutes and scores goals like Duran did, then you go, look, I can't ignore him, you know, and that's all you can do.
Because I don't think I don't think Marlon can play wide right, because he's not a winger. He comes in too narrow.
He comes too narrow,
Yeah. So Cash ends up basically going up. He can't bomb on because he's got no one else coming. Like, he's not overlapping with anyone because Marlon's run inwards. So Cash then has to drop in. It's too predictable. It goes back to Concert and it keeps him going around like that. So I think a lot of people moan about Cash, and I actually think he's just got a rough end of the stick. I think he hasn't had the right pairing. I think he was very good when we had Bailey, and Bailey was on form because they would know.
That's a good one for you.
Still my favourite channel. Legend. Cheers, M329. Was it Meeg? Is it like Meeg? Is it like, you know when like people do the whole like who knows? But yeah, I actually think that Cash it's been a bit unfair on him because he can't get forward. Because I think with that overlapping with Bailey, he was able to do that and he would get to the byline. Now, maybe with Elliot, that can happen. Maybe if we play Elliot wide, he can get past him. So and Elliot does track. So again, it's that kind of thing of maybe we will actually be able to attack down that right hand side with Cash now, which I think would be so much better for him.
Yeah. And, you know, a couple of comments here, mate, basically slagging Cash. Cash is the problem. He can't defend. You're only strong as your weakest player, and Matty Cash is championship.
Hey, that's Mr. Hollywood. Ignore Mr. Hollywood. He's just gaslighting.
He's right, though. Sometimes Cash isn't switched on. He was for the penalty against Palace.
For me, he's like, we've said for a while, right back's a place that we want to improve. Apparently, in this window, we wanted to, but just couldn't because of the financial stuff. I think Cash is... He's Mr. kind of consistent. He's like solid. He's always a solid 6.5, 7 out of 10. Never ripping up trees, really. Yeah. But again, I do wonder, maybe the Elliot signing will really help galvanise him.
Hopefully, mate. That's what these signings have got to do. They've got to galvanise us. And, you know, we know that if it goes well, fresh signings can do that. It happened for us in January with Asensio and Rashford joining. Obviously, different quality them two. Those two signings, looking at that now, were fucking spectacular, mate. That you know, I'm gutted about the Asensio thing. You know, some reports weren't to be believed that he was 99% over the line, right?
Yes, a certain middle-aged, larger man may have said that, and I'm not talking about Gary.
Not me.
You know, the it's done, and then when I asked him about it, I said, "So what happened to that done thing?" He goes, "Trust me, it was 99%." Not done then, mate, is it? 99%. In what world is 99% done? If you're sat there at your computer, you're installing something, it's a 99%. Oh, it's done.
Mate, just give him a raw chicken and go, it's 99% done. Just brown on the outside.
You know when you get that like kind of loading bar back in the day and it'd be installing and they just get stuck.
Yeah.
Stuck. It's like it will finish at some point. You leave it overnight. It's like, no, it's still here. Yeah, that's so funny, mate.
But you know, those two signings were galvanised us when we were going through a poor run of form, and
they did. And maybe this will help. Josh, you having a laugh, mate? He said, "Have I dyed my sides white?" Thanks.
Yeah, you're going for that Mr. Fantastic look at you. Like,
look. I need to go get my hair. I need to get my hair cut because when it's longer, it looks worse.
You have got a bit of a Pedro Pascal thing going on, mate. That's.
Look. When it's longer, it looks worse. And unfortunately, my hairdressers at the moment, you literally can't get a slot. It's absolutely.
Don't fucking talk to me about hairdressers, mate. I'm fucking starting away with dog clippers, you cheeky bastard. I hate you, hair people. Come on, talk about hair appointments. I took my daughter to a hair appointment yesterday, and she come out with long, flowing, beautiful blonde hair. And I was like, I used to have hair.
Yeah. Maybe you should start wearing a toupee and just see if anyone
knows. I mean, well,
Everyone
maybe
knows
for
it.
fun, mate, but not in terms of
Do it on the
I'm-
pod. No, you could do it like on the pod for the next year, and then all of our subs would have no idea. And then at some point, you just go, "Oh, it'd be so
Selfie.
good."
Yeah. I get
Apparently,
apparently one, mate.
some people asking about. Oh, so someone. Yes, Alex. Yes, Alex. We are on about him. Marx has said, "Where's Garcia? He looked decent, got injured, and now a missing person." I think he's been out for a little while, hasn't he? I think he's maybe coming back. I think he's maybe back in train. Yeah, Alex has said maybe he's back in training, just lacking match fitness. So
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this from the start to you, mate. I'd love to see Garcia and Matson, two attacking fullbacks with those attacking things. Like, let's go and try and win games. Forget I'd rather us try and outscore teams than. I know we haven't scored a goal yet, but we've got the capabilities. If we play the right and go at it, like we've got a chance. And I'd rather have two attacking fullbacks that are getting in. You know, Watkins scored 3 headers in pre-season. I don't think we've put a cross into the box yet. Do you know what I mean?
no, this is very true. Gary pulls his hair out every time Watkins missed an opportunity. Yeah, Gary had hair 3-4 years ago.
3-4 years ago, mate, and Watkins has done this to me. Watkins!
One last thing before I go, but obviously you can continue if you want to. Is I think maybe this has an hour limit, by the way, on the restream thing as well. I'm not 100%
Yeah,
sure.
mate, I'll probably come off this and just go live on TikTok. And
Yeah.
This was a tester, wasn't it? To see
It's a
if
test.
we can-
Yeah, it's still all right. You know, it's been okay. It's worked kind of, and it's quite nice. I can join as well. This is quite interesting.
Oh, mate, the problem is like this will be fine for YouTube later, right? But
Yeah.
it's just that it's not pushing it on TikTok. That's annoying.
Yeah,
because-
I'm gonna try and get this stream key thing and work
Yeah.
that out.
So-
But no, I think the interesting thing people were saying, like people keep going, "Oh, now we've got the players in now. Emery can work with them over the international break." They're all with their
They're all
national
fucked up.
team. They're all pissed off. So you can't work with any. The only ones we can work with are the rejects that don't make their national teams.
Yeah.
So
No, he'll have a couple of days, won't he? Because they'll come back on the Thursday, so he'll have Thursday, Friday.
and he'll be like, "Guys, I've completely changed it up. We've got to learn all this new stuff within 3 days."
Mate, what he needs to do is take them bowling and have a team building exercise like we do with grassroots. All right, whoever wins at bowling starts.
Do you reckon? Who do you reckon has the barriers up? Or do you reckon any of them use that? You know the like little ramp thing.
Yeah, definitely Harvey Elliott and John McGinn because they're so small, mate. They won't. You know, just
They're using a number 6.
yeah. And then when deer as well, mate. They'll have to 3 baby seats are going to be needed for the coach.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Anyway, I should probably go back to work if I'm honest.
Yes, right. Well, thanks for joining. That was good. A bit of a surprise. I was like, oh, fucking hell.
Well, we can because we can do it on TikTok, I think. So if you are jumping on or whatever, let me know because I can on TikTok from my phone. So I've just created a James EWWF.
Yeah. If you're on TikTok, then we could do it together.
So I've just created that. So and anyone here, if you aren't following us on YouTube, please follow us on YouTube as well, just because it's probably the thing that helps the channel the most. And also,
and if you're on TikTok, look, I'm trying to get to I'm so close to I think 4,000 followers. I'm at or 3,000 followers. I'm at 2,900 and something. Come on, people! I'm gonna go. I'll be back on live in about 5 minutes. I'm gonna go for a quick wee, get myself a glass of water, and I'll be back. And let's see if we can get to 4,000 followers on TikTok. That'd be amazing.
Slightly too much information there, mate. I didn't need to know that you're going for
3,000. Well, you know.
Well, you know.
The Adoring Public, mate. It's all about being authentic. We've all got.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's a bit too authentic for me. That
everyone shit stinks. It's just it is what it is, mate.
Thanks for that. Right, I'll see you in a bit then.
Yeah. All right, mate. I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you later. Right, TikTok. I'll be back in 10 minutes.